wanted to use
Billy Short.
Lay aside the Bible, which many are happy to do, but also Plato, Aristotle, Xenophanes, Musonius, Plutarch, all the way up through Gandhi. This whole great tradition, Christian and pagan, Jewish and Eastern, seems to have evaporated, even as something that might be looked back on and considered. So it's despite the fact that the idea of marriage as a conjugal union has been not only part of our philosophical and religious traditions, but embodied in our matrimonial laws. And despite the fact, to get more to the point, that the conjugal understanding of marriage and the conjugal understanding of marriage alone explains the content of our matrimonial laws, including the norms that define and structure marriage, norms of sexual exclusivity, a pledge of permanence, the restriction of marriage to two persons and not three or more in a polyamorous ensemble, thruples or quadrads or what have you. Those norms can be explained by the conjugal understanding of marriage. They can't be explained as anything other than subjective preferences that people might or might not have and that have no principled basis. They can only be explained away on the alternative account of marriage as sexual romantic companionship. Still, having adopted the sexual romantic domestic partnership idea and seeing no alternative possible conception of marriage, they assume, and it's just an assumption, and a gratuitous one, that no actual reason exists for regarding sexual reproductive complementarity as integral to marriage. After all, two men or two women can have a romantic interest in each other and live together in a sexual partnership, care for each other, and have mutual obligations to each other, financial and otherwise, and so forth. So why can't they be married? Those who think otherwise, we're told, having no rational basis for their view, discriminate invidiously. But note that by the same token, if that's true, then just as two men or two women can be married, so can three or more people, irrespective of sex, in thruples, or polyamorous triads or quadrads or quintets. Since no reason supports the idea of marriage as a male-female union on their account, or as a partnership of two persons and not three or more by their logic, the motive of those insisting on the so-called traditional norms, we are told, must be a dark and irrational one. And so those who support the traditional understanding of marriage as a conjugal union are labeled bigots and haters and people who have animus against others. My point that redefining marriage as sexual romantic companionship or domestic partnership to accommodate same-sex relationships erodes the basis for permanence and exclusivity in any relationship, including opposite-sex relationships, is increasingly confirmed by the rhetoric and arguments of advocates of this view themselves and by the policies that they are increasingly led to embrace. The implications of their view, which it was important politically to deny 20 and even 15 and even 10 years ago, are now coming, yes, out of the closet.